First, here at 4, the death toll continues to rise in Texas. After devastating floods struck the state over the weekend, at least 87 people are confirmed dead and 40 more are still missing. Crews are out in force as the search and rescue missions continue. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has the latest.
New video shows the dramatic rescue of a man in Kerrville, Texas. This RV surrounded by floodwaters. The Coast Guard coming in by helicopter and lifting him to safety. ABC's Maria Villarreal embedded with the Coast Guard as they search through the dense forest.
We got a FLIR camera on the front of the aircraft. It is a very good camera that we have, and is also an infrared camera, so we can find heat signatures, things like that.
Crews out in force searching for survivors, with roads transformed into rivers after extreme flash flooding over the weekend. More than 400 first responders from 20 different agencies helping rescue nearly 1,000 people since Friday. Dozens still missing.
I need to tell my community and those families who are waiting, this will be a rough week. Primary search continues, and we remain hopeful.
This woman found clinging to a tree with floodwaters rushing below. Waters rising 26 feet in less than an hour over the weekend. Officials say many were asleep. The Guadalupe River overflowing, tearing through nearby Camp Mystic, where 750 girls were spending the holiday weekend. Some still reported missing, including 10-year-old camper Greta Toronzo from Houston. Among the dead, recent high school graduate and camp counselor Chloe Childress. Her family saying she lived a beautiful life of joy and faith, adding she was looking forward to dedicating her summer days to loving and mentoring young girls at Camp Mystic. Campers Sarah Marsh and Janie Hunt, just 8 and 9 years old, also killed.
For families to let go of their loved ones and not knowing they won't see them again, that's very devastation.
Just go hug your kids, because I got to tell you, I hugged my girls with tears in my eyes, because every one of us who's a parent, there but for the grace of God go I.
And search and rescue will be working around the clock, climbing through this dense forest of trees, trying to recover any survivors and any bodies. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Kerrville, Texas.
The National Weather Service is in the spotlight for the warnings it issued ahead of the deadly floods in Texas. Despite local offices being fully staffed and issuing timely weather alerts, there was an unthinkable loss of life from this extreme flash flooding, with the future of the agency up in the air. President Trump and the U.S. Secretary of Commerce were asked if the cuts to the federal government had any effect on the emergency.
Are you investigating whether some of the cuts to the federal government left key vacancies at the National Weather Service or in the emergency coordination?
No, they did not. They did. Well, FEMA is something we can talk about later, but right now they're busy working, so we'll leave it at that.
FEMA was activated after President Trump issued a major disaster declaration. The Coast Guard is there working on search and rescue. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says local authorities will get the help that they need.